So our biggest challenge, you get a chance at the end where you're like, oh, there's so much here. What do? You can ask questions. Okay, this is a question that I have, and this is what are the thoughts of this. It's not just limited to this. You can connect with other people offline. To be part of a core group, they meet once a week for 30 minutes over the phone. And so as Kevin said, you don't even need to get out of your pajamas. You get on the phone. It's very fast, 30 minutes, start right on time, finish right on time. Being part of the core group in the Chicago chapter meets at 7:30 a.m. on a Saturday. So probably you don't have a lot going on there. So they try to schedule at a time when you don't have other things so you can be consistent with that. Many of the groups, I know the Chicago group also records each one of their sessions so you can catch up. So I'd encourage you to be part of the core group. Obviously, the more we put into something, the more that we're going to get out of it as well. Couple just housekeeping things before I close up with one, what I think is a cool story, and then Kevin will take it back over again. Real quick, there is a bonus session per Peter's request and Teresa's request. We were talking this last week, and they said, you know, Peter had invited a guest, and she and I, last month, really connected. I mean, it's just like, wham, just boom. And Peter's like, he noticed it, and he's like, wow, that was really amazing. And he says, you know, Mark, it'd be so cool if you could train how to do that, or if you could learn how to do that. There actually is a secret, there is a science to it. And it actually can happen to anybody on the planet. See, you know how you kind of connect with some people and you don't others? If you learn how to do this, you can connect with anybody, anywhere, anytime, any situation, any age, ethnic, it doesn't matter what it is. And so there's going to be a bonus session afterwards, and we'll actually be recording. So if you're not able to stay for that, it will be recorded, but you'd get a lot more if you could. So we'll be doing that. Any other housekeeping things before I finish up with my, yes?
The survey on the back.
The survey on the back, thank you. So on the last page, there is a survey, and so that's important that you get that filled out and handed to Katrina. Sign up next month. And then also, if you want to sign up for a guest or two, you say, ooh, I can't believe it. This person should have been here. I can't believe it. Well, now you're able to go ahead and say, listen, you have got to be here. You can sign that person up, and that way we can go through it.
Take extras. There's extras.
There's extras, yes. So you can take this and practice. I mean, go through and give it a practice and say, hey, this is what I learned. If you really want to sink it deep inside our heads and our hearts, it's sharing it with other people. Excellent. Any other, before I finish up with one quick story? Did I get everything? All right. You know, having 7 kids, this is really where, honestly, almost all the natural laws, well, most of the natural laws that I've discovered is with my 7 kids. They've taught me so much more than my 3 bachelor's degrees in business, and they're just a wonderful blessing. And my oldest daughter, she's now married, and she's the one with the little guy and pregnant again. And so she's 25 now. She and I went over to Russia when she was 12 and walked in Red Square. It was just an amazing thing. And I remember when she was 5 years old. And with all of my kids, I've dated them on a consistent basis. Even as my girls get into young women, they still like to watch Barbie movies. Yes, I watch Barbie movies because I love them so much. You can imagine. You can imagine. Ginger Ann, when she was 5, you know, they started dating them at a very young age, and so she was looking forward to our upcoming date. And she's like, Daddy, there's only another week before we date. And then there's, 3 days, and then 2 days, and then the big day came. And, it was interesting, just the anticipation that she had for that. And my wife, my wife, when I was leaving, she said, honey, make sure you're not home late tonight. I mean, this means so much to Ginger. So I've got a great wing woman. She's really covering for me. And have you ever had one of those days where the morning was like really, really tough? in the afternoon made the morning look good. That's the way that day went, and I'm like, I am so exhausted. I am so tired. I mean, and I'm driving home and I'm thinking, you know what, Mark, you're not going to be able to give her the time and the focus, and I had it all figured out in my head on how I was just going to go home and explain to my 5-year-old and my wife that I had a tough day, long day, and I needed to reschedule this particular goal. Had it all figured out, everything mapped out, and I said, you know, this is best for everybody. Well, I walked in the house, and greeting me at the door was my 5-year-old daughter in her long white coat and her dress. I took one look at her and one look at my wife, and I said, Mark, it is not in your best interest to reschedule this particular goal. And so I said, honey, bandwidth cranks up. I said, honey, I am so looking forward to this. And, you know, we're driving to the restaurant, and, you know, she's chatting about all the things that, you know, little 5-year-old girls chat about. And it was a great time, and we get to the restaurant and, you know, place the order, and then a little while later, and she's chatting away, and a little while later, the waitress comes and gives us our food, and she stops. She says, Dad, she says, how come we didn't pay for the food? I said, well, honey, in nicer restaurants, you actually don't have to pay until after you eat. You kind of get an idea of where I'd taken her previous days, too. And on the way home, I started to think that it's really cool to have goals, and it's really cool to be held accountable to those goals. And at the time, I said, you know, I don't know if she's going to remember this, but I know that I will, and I have. And so my encouragement to you is to have a life goal, have the vision. From that life vision, come up with a life plan, goals for your business and for your life, because it is amazing what it will do to help you reach beyond your dreams and goals in every area of your life. You guys have been a great group. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here, Mark. Wasn't that great?
Yeah.
That was exciting, wasn't it?
Yes.
Hey, we're going to be back here next month. It's going to be April 17th. Put it on your calendars and bring somebody with you. If this was good information, was it good information?
Yeah.
Then bring somebody with you, because they're going to say thank you to you at the end of that time. It could change everything for them. You guys have been great. We'll see you there next month. Thank you.